we finished our standing sequence, we're going to move into our seated sequence. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, step or jump through to a seat. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Bring your hands flat on the mat next to your hips. Flex your feet as much as you can. Try to lift your heels off the mat. That's how much you want your feet flexed. Straighten out your spine and tuck your chin. For Dandasana, we're here for 3 breaths. One more breath. And release. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. You can keep your knees bent if you need to, because you want to keep your spine long. So fold at your hip crease. Bend your knees if you need to. Keep your spine long. You can place your hands on the mat. You can wrap your hands around your feet. Grab your peace fingers, whatever is accessible. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Try to suck your navel into your spine. We're here for 3 breaths. Look towards your toes. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Place your hands on the mat. We're going to go through a flow. So cross your legs, step or jump back into high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, jump or step through to a seat. We're going to come into Janu Shirshasana A on the right side. So bend your right foot, bring your right foot into your left thigh. Knee rotates out to the side. And bring your hips squared to the front. Lift your arms up. Keep your left foot engaged. So we don't want it to just be flopping out. Keep your foot flexed and your legs should be engaged. So reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, we want to keep our spine long, so if you need to bend your knee, you can. Hands can come on either side. Grab your foot, or you can grab your wrist. Here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, straighten your right leg. We're going to do that same thing on the left side. So bend your knee out to the side of your mat. Left foot comes to meet your right thigh. Hips squared to the mat. Reach your arms up and fold forward. Gaze is, anytime we're folding forward in a seated position, our gaze is going to be at our feet. So inhale for 3. Exhale. 2 more breaths. What's your right leg doing? Keep it engaged. 1 more breath. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Cross your legs, bring your hands onto the mat. Jump or step back into high plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, jump or step through to a seat. We're going to come into Marichyasana A and C. We're going to start on the right side. So bend your knee and bring your foot in as close to your body as possible. You want about a fist length, about a fist's width in between your legs, your right foot and your left leg. You don't want it to be too close because you want to be able to have access to reach around for the bind. You have a few options here. First, you want to make sure that your spine is straight. You want to reach up, and you can just reach forward, or if you'd like to reach around for the bind, reach forward, spin your thumb down to face the bottom of the mat, reach your thumb over your right knee and around to the back, and then take your left hand and reach it around your left side to grab for your right hand for the bind. Try to square your shoulders off towards the front of the mat and fold forward. Again, gaze is going to be at your left foot. Here for 3, 2. Try to keep as little space in between your armpit and your right foot as possible. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, release. We're going to stay in the same position. This time we're going to bring our right hand behind our body, reach our left hand up and twist to the right. Lock your left elbow onto your right leg. Again, trying to keep as little distance as possible between your armpit and your leg. If you have the bind, feel free to do so. That's something that I'm still working on, so I'm not going to teach it. Look back at the back of your mat. You're here for 3. Try to keep your spine long and your chest opening up to the side of your mat. 2. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. I'm going to do that same thing on the left side. So straighten out to your right leg. Bend your left knee. Again, we want about a fist width distance between your left foot and your right leg. Do you want to try to bring your heel as close to your body as possible? It's going to make it a lot easier for you to make the bind. So lift your hands up, fold forward if you'd like to make the bind. Spin your left thumb down towards the mat. Reach it around your left knee. Again, try to keep as little space as possible between your left armpit and your left leg. Reach your left arm back. Again, reach your right arm forward and reach it back around your right side body and grab for the bind. Square your shoulders off to the front of your space. Make sure your right leg is engaged. Look towards your right foot and fold forward. Here for 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, release. Stay in that same position. We're going to reach our left hand back behind our body. Keep your spine nice and long. Reach your right hand up towards the sky and twist to the left. Right elbow locks onto your left leg. Again, try to keep as little space as you can between your armpit and your right leg. And keep opening your chest up to the side of your space. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Cross your feet, place your hands on the mat, and go through your flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. deep breath here. Exhale. Inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. And as slow as you can, lower down onto the ground. We're going to come into Dhanurasana, bow pose. We're going to bend our knees. Try to bring our heels towards our butt. You can grab your shin, your toe, your ankle, whatever is accessible to you, with both hands on both legs. So you're grabbing your right hand's grabbing your right foot or your right ankle. Your left hand's grabbing your left foot or your left ankle. And you're going to start by pulling your shoulder blades together, broadening your chest, and then pushing your feet into your hands. You're going to arch your back and lift your feet up into your hands for bow pose. We're going to be here for 3, 2. Try to push your feet into your hands for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. Take a moment here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands on either side of your chest on the mat. Tuck your toes, and we're going to rise up into a high plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, jumper, step through onto your knees. We're going to come into Ustrasana, camel pose. So come up onto your knees. And your knees want to be about hip width distance. You have the option, whatever feels most comfortable. You can keep the tops of your toes on the mat, or you can tuck your toes onto the mat to make it a little more accessible for you to grab your heels. We're going to place our hands onto our sacrum. And for this first camel, we're just going to shift our weight. We're just going to shift our weight back. So try to reach your body towards your heels. Look up. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Come back up. This time, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can grab your heels, but make sure it's not too straining on your back. You don't want to create any injuries here. So again, place your hand on your sacrum. Start to shift your hips forward. Push your weight and then start to lean back. Grab your heels if that's accessible, or the ground, whatever you'd like to do. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards one another and look back. Open up your heart. Open up your chest. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back the same way you came down. And release. Let's sit onto our heels and just take a breath. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. You can jump or step back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come into three-legged dog, so lift your right foot high. Exhale, bring your knee to your right knee to your right elbow. Bring your right ankle towards your left wrist and place your leg onto the ground or pigeon pose. Look back to make sure that your left leg is in one line. You can rise up for your inhale. Really shine your heart up towards the ceiling. Then exhale, you can come into sleeping pigeon if you'd like to. Bringing your elbows onto the mat, your forehead onto the mat. We'll be here for 5 breaths. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to come up. And slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. Releasing your leg and doing whatever you need to. Shake it out. You can open up your hip, do some hip rotations, whatever you need to. We'll meet in downward facing dog. We'll come into three-legged dog. On the left side, lift your left leg high. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Right ankle comes across, left ankle comes across to your right wrist. Bring your leg down. You can scoot your right leg away from your body. Make sure that your right leg is in one line. Shine your heart up. And exhale, fold forward. You can bring your head onto the mat, elbows onto the mat. You can use a block if you'd like to place under your forehead, whatever is most comfortable. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. One more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. And knee is back in downward facing dog. Again, doing whatever you need to feel good about your left side. Again, you can rotate, open up your hips, do some hip rotations. And meet us in downward facing dog. We're going to move